Welcome. Welcome to our weekly live stream on YouTube, and it's great to be here. And you guys who are new, this is a message on how you can get to the happy, healthy weight range that you desire, that you pick for you, that you desire, how to get there, how to stay there, and how to do it while also growing a relaxed, happy, healthy relationship with food and eating and losing the stress. And that is something that Weight Watchers, Keto, Noom, all those things cannot do for you because they corrupt your relationship with food, eating, and your body. And in doing so, you may short-term lose some weight, and you may be very inspired by that and think, okay, this is it. But I really implore you to look at the long-term result of things like Weight Watchers. And of course, I'm just gonna, you guys who are here for our weekly, just hang in with me while I go over this part for people who may be new. If you notice, for example, the new Weight Watchers commercial, they call it WW now, and Oprah's out there again with the same old tune, year after year after year after year after year after year after year. You guys, it doesn't work. And you know what? Neither does Keto and neither does Noom. And the reason they don't work is because they don't solve the problem permanently. They give you a short-term fix. And again, Noom, I see all over the place now, and I want to scream and say, listen, you're paying for an app to tell you what your body needs when all you have to do, and seriously, all you have to do is listen to your body, and your body will tell you. I promise. I know that seems like science fiction because we've been trained to believe that our bodies can't possibly communicate to us what, when, and how much we should eat. And I want you to think really hard how ridiculous that is. Of course it does. Of course it does. Just like it tells you when to sneeze. Your body is magnificent, and when you pay for an app to go around your body and use some personalized, really personalized, no it's not. It's a little formula that puts you in a category with other millions of people. Your body puts you in a category of just you, and it is so much more effective. So that's what our message is here. And you guys, if while you're here listening or watching live or later, please enter our weekly giveaway. So we're giving away every week, and this is our books. Send you both of them. So you guys who like, share, or subscribe. And really, if you like this message, guys, subscribing is something that really helps because it gets me more people tuning in, which is obviously what I want. I want to get this message out there. If you're one of our fabulous people who already has a book, you can instead opt for our Stay in the Moment necklace, which I really believe the biggest principle of building your healthy thin mentality is learning to stay in the moment. And I'm taking it out of little wrapping. It looks like this. And this little tag here says stay in the moment on it, so it's discreet. It's not like you're wearing your big message on your shirt or something. But what this does, and I used this tool, you guys, when I was first developing my healthy thin mentality in the year 2000. I can't believe that's 20 years ago. But it just it gives you a chance. It gives you a reminder of the healthy thin mentality that you are growing will grow best when you stay in the moment. It is the tool for building your healthy thin mentality, because a diet mentality, and you know this, takes you either into the future, okay, I'm gonna eat this now because I'm gonna do this tomorrow, or it makes you so regretful of the past and feel defeated. But a lot of you guys have heard me say this 1,000 times. I don't wanna belabor that right now. So anyway, please, if you do like this message, though, it really helps when you participate in any way that you can. And that's obviously something that, like I said, I wanna do. So I'm going over stuff from our Facebook group because people post amazing, amazing questions today, questions and posts, and it's just really helpful because you hear it not just from me. So this is someone talking about her HTM. HTM is Healthy Thin Mentality Moment, and I just want to comment on it. So we had a Christmas lunch at work where families were invited to have a catered lunch and staff served drink, blah, blah, blah. And I sat with the group and they were teasing about eating desserts first. That opened the door to a conversation about healthy thin mentality. And they noticed, her friends noticed that she left about half of every item on your plate. And it was not, she explained to them, it was not on purpose and it was not about self-control. A healthy thin mentality and losing weight with a healthy thin mentality is not about self-control the way a diet is. It is actually about smart, common sense thinking. It's saying to yourself when you're sitting there with all this food on your plate, staying in the moment and going, this food is so amazing. I'm so excited. Look at all this food. And just saying, yeah, it's great. Appreciating it's there. Appreciating that whenever you want to eat it with hunger, you may. You should. You should not eat when you are hungry. And understanding that it's not suffering to delay eating until hunger blooms again. And I really like the word blooms with hunger, because hunger, as long as you can satisfy it because you have the financial means to do so, hunger is amazing. It is beautiful. It makes everything fantastic. It is a gift, and instead we fear it. And so this is just a great post of someone really starting to feel that, yeah, it's not willpower, guys. And if you've ever dieted, then you have willpower, and that's way harder than this. I know so many of you guys are great dieters. If you can do that, you can do this. It's a mind shift. It's understanding, again, that you're not punishing yourself by not eating. You're simply delaying it. You're simply delaying it. You know, if you spread out all the food that you eat in a day, you don't eat it all at once. You eat it as hunger comes. And there's so much hype now about intermittent fasting. And I say this a lot too, so you guys who've heard me say it a lot, I'm sorry, but I really want to emphasize this, that with a healthy thin mentality, you go for longer periods of time without without eating, because you have that joyful anticipation of hunger, and you want it to be strong and fabulous, because when it is, food is 1,000 times better. So you come to periods of not eating, which I think, I don't know, I mean, that feels really good to me, to let hunger come and to, oh, here it comes, I feel it, this is going to be fantastic. Instead of eating preventatively or eating because of a clock or eating because other people are eating, you get real strong and you get real empowered by listening to your hunger. I'm telling you, that's not too melodramatic. You get empowered. You're like, wow, you know, this is my hunger. I own it. I'm going to spend it like it's a gift. You don't get unlimited hunger, right? In a day, you get a certain amount that's related to your body and how much you've done and how old you are or how active you are. That's your hunger. That is yours. So you wait for that hunger to come, and then you enjoy it so immensely. Guys, having a healthy thin mentality is about loving food and loving the fact that we get to eat. It's such a great thing that Mother Nature gave us. And so instead of keep going to that diet mentality, and I know it's really hard to get rid of a diet mentality. I know that. So if you guys are here, and I know some of you guys have been here, and I see things which we're going to look at here in a second about struggling with this, just keep saying to yourself, stay in the moment. Stop worrying. We all worry so much. Worrying gets us nothing. Worrying never solved a problem. So instead of worrying and fretting and going, oh, but I really want to fit in those pants, whatever, just say, stop. You're going to be smart. You're going to say, okay, if all that worrying worked, I'd be really thin by now, right? I'd never have to worry about this again. But it doesn't. So, okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to learn the principle of connecting with the wisdom I have in my body and eating appropriately for me. And we are not all designed to be super skinny, and that's okay. And with your healthy thin mentality, I'm not saying accept being heavier than you want to be. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying recognize that you get to know who you are as an eater and where your body really wants to live. And again, I use this analogy a lot because I'm a dog lover. Just think, we love dogs of all different sizes and shapes. I don't mean obese dogs, although we love obese people too. I'm not saying that, but just saying, respect your body type. Some of us are not meant to be runway models, and that's okay. And some of us are meant to be, more bigger in our bodies and skinnier legs and vice versa. It's all fine. It's who you are, guys, and you can't change that. And dieting to make yourself lanky by really eating way less than you need is a short term, maybe you get to some look you like temporarily. And I know I did that, but it's miserable because you gain the weight back and you're left fatter than before because you gain back fat, not fat and muscle like you lost. And I know I've said that a billion times, but these are the things that these are the things that embracing a healthy thin mentality does for you. It makes you feel powerful. It makes you feel like someone else had a quote today that was on YouTube actually, saying that she finally feels like in control of food. Yes, we are not victims of the food around us, right? We are meant to enjoy food, to love food and to be in charge of when we eat, and not just eat because the wind blows a certain way or because, oh, someone brought cake in, so now I'm going to eat. No, that's no power at all. Your power lies in you being in charge of you and what you put in your body, and to do it with incredible glee and incredible joy and physical satisfaction. And you deserve that. Even if you're super heavy and you're not happy with how you are right now, that's okay. That's okay. You can not be happy with your weight and still love yourself. Those things can go perfectly well together. So you say, okay, I still need to eat. I need to nourish my body, and I will do that. And I will make sure that when I'm eating, I will simply stop eating when the food is no longer satisfying hunger, period. That's it. Okay, so I'm going to go here to another question. Can someone please make a comment or something so I make sure the comment thing is on? I just want to make sure. So when you're entering this new 2020, it's a great time to really refocus on all what we're learning here. And this is someone else in our group said this. I hate feeling full. It makes me sluggish, tired, and grumpy. I'm proud of myself for noticing this feeling after being a yo-yo dieter since 15 years old. Now, if I could just notice and stop eating before I am full. Right, that'll be great. You gotta get there though. You've got to learn the feeling of when satiety is closing in on you, and when your connection with hunger is not strong anymore. So that is a learning thing that you do with your healthy thin mentality. You say, wow, I'm starting to feel like I'm really satiated. So this is a time for me to delay eating anymore. And when you first do that, the first few times, it's really like, wow, I'm not sure if I'm done yet. It's okay. Just keep trying it week after week. Just keep trying it, and you will get into a rhythm of this. I promise. You really will. So I'm going to go to another comment here. This is a great comment, just saying, studies reveal that 90% of Americans eat for a vast number of reasons, none of which are due to hunger. Right, of course, we've completely lost connection between hunger and eating, and the good news is, of course, that you can get it back. When you think about all the diets and such that you have done in your life, remember that they have combined over time to be very strong and haunt you in the back of your head. I know this was true with me. So as you're approaching healthy thin mentality and you're learning how to ditch your healthy thin mentality, keep saying to yourself that it takes time. It takes time to undo the damage of having a diet mentality. You didn't get there overnight, and you won't lose it overnight. But as long as you do the one thing that I'm really imploring that you do, say, I am staying in the moment. I am staying in the moment. I'm not worrying about what's going on Saturday night and how I want to look. I'm not worrying that I have a wedding in June. Weddings mess people up so much because they throw people in a frenzy. And you've seen yourself, so many people who get married and who get heavy again afterwards. It's just what happens, guys. It's just another really clear example of this. So just keep saying to yourself, this isn't a quick fix. This is me learning to trust my hunger. And if you can't trust your own hunger, whose can you trust, right? But you have this fear that you're going to gain weight or you're not going to be thin because you're living in that anxious state. What you want to do is release that anxiety that you feel about eating and food and your body and your clothes and all that. Say, stop all this. You say, what is the one thing I can do in order to lose weight? It's to eat less, right? How do I eat less and still stay happy? It's by building your healthy thin mentality. And that is the golden ring here. That is ringing the bell. That is where you want to be, where you're losing weight and you're happy losing weight. Because when you're happy losing weight by developing your healthy thin mentality, you're not suffering and there's no end date on it. In other words, when you build your healthy thin mentality, there is absolutely no end in sight because this is the way you're going to live for the rest of your life. So you get comfortable. You go, okay, I can do this for the rest of my life. I can eat like this. I can eat waiting for hunger. I can delay eating until hunger comes back. These are things that are not suffering. This is actually incredibly joyful, and I can do this for the rest of my life. Okay, I'm going to look at these comments. Thank you so much for saying you love the books. Thank you. Okay, Jess, may have gained 7 pounds over the last few months trying to get back on HTM, but hard not to go to get down about it after doing so well. Okay, right. And this is an experience people have in all kinds of diets and all kinds of things in their life, whether it's exercising or trying to get a promotion or everything. There are times when your progress is not a straight line, for sure. And what I would implore you to do is not panic and say, well, I gained 7 pounds, I have to go on a diet. Because that desperation is what always leads us to diet. No one wants to go on a diet. But when you say, okay, I'm going to go on a diet, you feel, okay, I'm doing something. Here, I've made a decision, I'm doing something. So you immediately feel a little better, and that little high of, okay, but I've got a plan now. But don't sacrifice your future self like that. And that's what that does. It's like you are totally selling your future self by saying, okay, well, I'm going to go on a diet next week. And then your future self's going, great, that's what she's doing to me or he's doing to me. Don't stay in the moment. Stay in this moment. Say, I'm not going to diet because I've dieted before and it hasn't worked. Okay, so now I've gained weight for whatever reason. I'm working on my healthy thin mentality, but I've been off, not paying attention to hunger or whatever reason that is. What is the thing that is going to help you back to a healthy relationship with food and eating where weight loss is harmonious? And it's doing this. Guys, if all those other things worked, this problem would have been solved a long time ago. But instead, there's just more programs and more diets and more secret food combinations and more intermittent fasting or whatever. It's all recycled stuff. You guys who are younger, that's all recycled stuff. None of it is new. I mean, having an app measure things for you, okay, but that's the same thing as when we used to keep journals and little graph paper and check. It's the same thing. That app doesn't know you any better. It really doesn't. You know you better, and your body can give you the advice that you need to get that weight where you want it to be in your healthy, happy, thin mentality. That's where we're going. So I understand about being discouraged. Let me say something about weighing yourself. For me and for many of us here, weighing yourself is a trigger to eat no matter what. It's not ever helpful, because think about when you get on that scale, what happens to you. You say, okay, I'm on the scale and I'm down a couple pounds. And it's just human nature. We go, oh, wow, I'm down a couple pounds. Wow, I could have eaten a little bit more yesterday. That's the kind of thing our brains do. And believe me, I worked in the weight loss business for about a year, a long time ago. When I saw how miserable it was, I stopped. But I'm just saying, I saw this over and over again. If someone lost more weight in a week than they thought they were, it always set them up for failure the next week. It was this very strange phenomenon. Okay, but then what's the other side? When someone actually gains weight, then they get super frustrated and super stressed out, and okay, but I gained weight this week, or I didn't lose weight, or whatever, and then that sends them into a frenzy too. There is no calm, thoughtful, common sense going on when you weigh yourself, especially when you weigh yourself frequently. But over time, the way that you will know that you're losing weight is because of your clothes. It is not because of any other, structured scale or whatever. So to make sure that you understand that the best way to measure is not via a scale, it's via how your clothes fit. And you can say, well, that's going to take too long, or my clothes feel tighter, or whatever. Okay, that's a better measure. But getting on the scale is harmful to you. It's harmful to your progress. It doesn't help you lose weight. All it does is bring in negativity. Like, that number means something. When literally 7 pounds, you said, Jazz, you can be up 4 pounds overnight because you're retaining water. And I'm not saying that you didn't gain the weight. I'm just saying it's not a good measure. It really isn't. It's not a good way to determine how you're doing. The way to determine how you're doing is to say, am I connecting eating with hunger? That is the measure of success with your healthy thin mentality. I notice that when I eat outside hunger, I crave more food for no reason. Yeah, what do you do when you find yourself craving food but not hungry at all? Right, that's a great one. And we had another comment in our Facebook group about saying that someone was having a hard time understanding if they were actually hungry or not, or they were eating food and it wasn't that good. If you're hungry, food is really delicious. Even food that maybe you don't love. If you're hungry, hunger is the best sauce. Your taste buds light up. Even If you're really hungry, saltines are delicious, right? Just try a little experimentation like that. But sometimes what I want to say to this comment is sometimes you don't even recognize hunger anymore. And so this comment is saying, what do you do when you find yourself craving food but not hungry at all? I would really work to make sure you know what your hunger feels like, because it may indeed be that you are hungry. So do that trick of backing into hunger, like have a few bites. How do you feel? If you feel better and your body calms down, you were hungry. We've just been trained to completely ignore any hunger other than major stomach growling or whatever, and that's not the only sign of hunger, right? So just make sure that you understand that when you're evaluating how you're doing here. Hunger is different signals. They're different over time, and you need to be open to your body having different signals. Really quick example, this is not really related, but it's related to me being open to other signals. So randomly, all of a sudden, I was feeling nauseous when I took my vitamins. I don't know why, because I take a whole, just nothing fancy, and I never used to be. Okay, so for whatever reason, that changed in me. So if with a healthy thin mentality, if it were food, of course you wouldn't eat it, but I'm just saying that be open for your body having a different reaction to food or whatever, or exercise. Be open to the fact that your body is different. That like the ocean sometimes has a big tide in it and sometimes it's super calm. Your body's different every day too. And a healthy thin mentality is great because you just ride that. You go, oh, yeah, today I noticed that this made me feel great and this made me feel poorly, and you adjust and you learn about yourself. That's really important. Yes. So, okay, I want to announce last week's winner for our giveaway, and it was Kim Winchester. So, Kim, private message me or send me an email or something, and I think you might have the books already. So, let me know, and I'll be so happy to send you our necklace if that's what you would like instead. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Please keep up the great comments and joining us, and know that your effort that you spend in creating a healthy thin mentality will pay you back for the rest of your life, and you won't have to worry about this anymore. I promise. It's great to be here with you guys. Have a happy new year. Happy new year. Okay, I'm just seeing this. Hi, Meg, my neighbor and I are meeting to talk about your book right now. Oh, that's awesome. That's great. All right, well, thank you for commenting. And next week we'll have another winner, and it'll be book or necklace, whatever you want. It's great to see you guys. Thank you so much for being with me, and I'll be back soon.